What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today we're going to be discussing Calle Rosen and his 2-year extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, a lot of people might be like, okay, this is such small news, why are you talking about this? Because it's going to have a little bit of a conversation with it that I started in a video about Nylander, I believe it was last week. And I was talking about how the Toronto Maple Leafs, in order to afford a lot of their players that, their young core, like Nylander, who just got signed, and Matthews and Marner, and hell, they might even have to be worried about Kapanen. They're going to have to make some bargain hunting type of contracts, and I said that the Leafs were probably going to have to sign some of the people in the Toronto Marlies to extensions that are going to be team friendly in order to make sure that they have enough money, like I mentioned, for those other guys. So, Calle Rosen is the first domino for the Leafs to at least acquire some pieces for their blue line. Now, Rosen, we know, played a couple games with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think he had 1 assist. And with the Marlies so far this season, he has 24 games played. He has 19 points, 2 goals and 17 assists. Last season in 62 games, he had 22 points, but in the playoffs, in 16 games played, he had 11 points. A big reason why the Toronto Marlies won the Calder Cup. So really good numbers so far for him. He's 24, so he's got some development when it comes to, being able to have some experience playing in pro leagues in Sweden and obviously in the AHL. So he's had, like I mentioned, good experience. 4 games played with the Leafs, he had one assist, and then they tried out Borgman and they both went down. So you're probably going to see Rosen, obviously, who got the contract, probably be on the Leafs blue line, or at least be an option for them. And Andreas Borgman probably would be an option as well. So, getting to the actual numbers from Cap Friendly, he signed a 2-year extension, obviously, that will kick in next season with the average annual value of $750,000. So, very good for the Leafs to get that deal done. Very cheap. So, it's a flat $750,000 in both seasons. The deal expires in 2021, and that will bring him to be an unrestricted free agent. So, the Leafs are basically giving him the chance to prove that he can be a valuable defenseman in the NHL, to the point where when he's like 26, 27 years old, he's going to be an unrestricted free agency where he could fetch a couple $1 million, or, depending on how good he is, maybe in the 3-4 range, maybe a little bit more. Again, that's wishful thinking. I think the Leafs really value him as a guy who can play on their bottom pairing next season and provide valuable minutes for them. A guy like Andreas Borgman is a guy they hope can do that as well, because the team is at risk of losing Jake Gardiner. Now, a lot of people may not like that, but I've said this before. Guys, if you guys think that, the Leafs can just get rid of Zaitsev, they can get rid of Hainsey, they can get rid of Gardiner, they all have their flaws, whatever. Gardiner is a 50-point defenseman. He's also a pretty great skater, and he has a lot of really good moments with this team throughout the years that have shown why Mike Babcock and other coaches have shown that they want to play this guy every night. You can't play Travis Dermott and Morgan Riley for the entire game. I think people are shocked by that, but you can't play the same defenseman for the entire game. And saying that, they can just put Justin Hall in, as much as I'd like to see him in there. Oh, just call a bunch of people up, Sandin and Liljegren. I hate to break it to you guys, but people don't believe that Timothy Liljegren is still ready to be a guy that can take on big minutes, if any minutes at all. There's a lot of word that he may need another full season in the AHL, or at least another half season in the AHL, whereas Rasmus Sandin may not be a valuable piece for this Leafs team for another 2 to 3 years. And again, this is not me saying that. This is people that actually watch every single Marlies game and do advanced statistics. You might see Sandin in 2 years. You might see Liljegren in another maybe half year or a year. You can't just bring guys up and expect them to be top 4 guys right away. You have to let these guys develop a little bit. And I know Liljegren has been developing, but it makes more sense to bring in guys like Rosen, and they're going to have to bargain hunt around the league, probably an unrestricted free agency, and see if they can bring in some pieces for next season. But Rosen is the first guy that they believe has a solid chance of making this team. So again, Riley and Dermott can't play the entire game, and I hate to break it to you guys, but for some reason people don't understand that we're not going to have, Dermott and Riley playing top minutes every game and, having basically nobodies on the rest of the blue line that everybody thinks can fill the void. Justin Hall is a good hockey player, can't skate the same way as Jake Gardiner. I don't think any other defenseman in this system really has the same ability to skate the edges, everything that Gardner has. They're hoping that Rosen and Borgman can at least be pieces that can help this Leaf team next season. That's my view on it. Also, there's an account called the Leafs IMO, the Leafs in my opinion, I believe, on Twitter. I liked his tweet, so if you search up the Leafs IMO, I believe that's his Twitter account. If I go down here a little bit, I could probably see it because I have my laptop here. Yes, it's at the Leafs IMO. He did a thread of why this Rosen contract looks good for the Leafs and why he probably will be a decent piece for the Leafs next season, probably on the bottom pairing, is because he actually has a lot of really good attributes to his game. So make sure to go check that thread out. It's on his Twitter account. I'm not sure if you guys can see my likes. If you can, you'll have to scroll down a little bit. It was from 20 hours ago. I'm recording this on Tuesday at 1:27 p.m. So make sure to go check that out. It's a really good thread. It shows a lot of plays of him making smart passes, a really good shot. He has a pretty decent shot from the blue line. The one-timer looks real good. So make sure to check that out. I think I've spent enough time on this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the support lately. It's very much appreciated. So make sure to click the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.